Hello all. Just wanted to kind of make a follow-up video to the Orochi Salt video that I made the other day. I had a guy basically. I played a game with him, and then he rage quit. So I messaged him talking shit, and then I proceeded to beat him in a 1v1. So I just wanted to give a little bit more of a context because a lot of things have developed in the situation, and so I think that's more or less justified in making a response because the dude basically was claiming that I am essentially like in the games prior to the match we had with the Nobushi, I was being toxic and all that, but if you watch the footage here, you can basically see we're on the same team, and essentially, not really much happened between me and him prior to the game, and it only really started picking up drama wise once I started messaging dude. And I only messaged him really because I thought it would be funny to message him because I was just curious why he left and if it was like he lagged out or something. But no, he rage quit and then proceeds to talk shit and all this other shit. And so then on the video, I sent him basically the video for it, and I said basically I will, 1v1 you, blah 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 blah. We 1v1'd, I beat him. It was an exact ditto match. And in the video itself, I claimed dude was light spamming, and now I want to clarify what I mean by this is not like just spamming and using lights, more or less using the same combo, and I'm only really talking about his Nobushi. He played a really good Orochi, but he also played a very turtly Orochi, which basically means that a lot of the options that I wanted to use on him, like my light parries, heavy parries, blah 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 blah, uh, didn't really get to do all of that. And I'll say the heavy parries I could have parried, but like again, human error happens, and so essentially it it just boils down to I wasn't performing very well with the heavies, but I did eventually catch him with a couple light parries, which is the reason why I won the second round of that match. And he did actually beat me one round, and that's completely fine. And it's only really because I was backstepping, and I shouldn't really have been backstepping. But here's the first game we are playing, and so it's Gauntlet. Done playing Highlander because I wanted to try out new characters because I like playing other characters other than Orochi. But yeah, I think this game we win it, and that's mainly only due to like basically us having a better kind of like map control. But yeah, as you can clearly see, we're on the same team here. I'm on his team, he's on mine, and so apparently somewhere in the line of he claimed that I was, like apparently like being toxic the game before. So I just wanted to really clarify that it, no, I'm sorry, that's not really the case. But I mean, if you want to consider toxic, I might have been toxic to the other team, but like to him personally, no. But yeah, in this fight with a bot and then a Lawbringer, if I remember correctly, the Lawbringer was kind of turtly, but you know, doing what can. And so sitting here waiting for dude to get all of his fucking shit. Blackbriar bots, they're gonna do what they believe to be is the meta for the characters. I don't even know really how they fucking do it, but bot caught me slipping, made a mistake. But thankfully my Valkyrie helps my ass. Main reason I didn't do the whole 31 minutes before is because I don't think people would like a lot of this kind of like bullshit like the other parts, and I only really wanted to show like the parts that kind of mattered. But since he wants to say that I'm trying to build some narrative for the story or whatever, I feel like it's definitely warranted to have this kind of response video. But yeah, game's going pretty usual, like usual. They're not playing very smart. They're basically putting all their chips into one bag, and you know they're not really trying to control all of the points. More or less, they're trying to control just the one. And I'm playing how the heavy characters should play, But you know, my team's not wanting to stay on C, so I just decided, hey, I'm a hybrid. I can, sit here and relax and chill while they're off doing their own thing. And so, not really very interesting gameplay here, just fucking around, doing stupid shit. But heard basically a lot of the like actual claims or whatever the fuck is I was light spamming, and one of the, I won't disagree. I was using a lot of lights, but it's not in a way that's like I'm just throwing only lights. I'm using them with combination of heavy feints, which then allow me to get lights. And it's not like I want to play that way, and you even hear me state in the fucking video about the I don't want to play this way. But dude basically was making me play that way just because the how turtly he was, and that really was my main issue with it. I didn't really like to, you know, I don't like having to like basically bust people open by feinting all my heavies because I like to have a nice mix of the both. But essentially, like I couldn't do much with what I had. I had essentially my bread and butter of using lights because they're the fastest thing I have to confirm hits, and I couldn't do much otherwise. But yeah, here I am fighting a shaman, get her ass right here, and then I do a quick execution, then come back, try to go help my buddy, get another execution, and then meanwhile, dude's running up. But yeah, there's the Nobushi, and all she's doing is doing her light bullshit, which doesn't surprise me, honestly. It's a Nobushi player. They all kind of play the same because they don't really have a lot of options. And I'm hoping when the Nobushi buffs go through, we can see a little bit more like usage of her, as well as like more interesting combo dynamics. Sorry, um, but the character overall doesn't have a lot of kit, but he was not using like the main kit all to his advantage. He had a lot of like hidden stance counters that he could have done, as well as um excuse me. He had a lot of a lot of more opportunities and stuff he could have done. But, you know, I mean really it just breaks down to the character's not very good overall. And then I mean I wouldn't consider Highlander to be a super strong character because like up in the like sweaty like sweatier range and like the more like the higher you go up in the like tier list, or I guess like meta or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But a lot of the pro players don't really consider him to be, like really good. But somebody like Berserker is really great just because of the amount of options he has, as well as like other things. I will say for lower level tier people like me and like a lot more like relaxed lobbies, I guess, people don't respect his heavies and don't parry very good. So I can kind of see it in that point. Like, but I mean, again, a lot of my attacks he could have definitely parried, as well as like essentially like a lot of my fights in this game, they definitely could have dealt with. Like, you see me in 90% of it, all I do is like do the spin attack, then go into my like main combos, and that's because I usually don't have to try very much else. But kind of keep myself open to a lot of things, and like I didn't want to seem like I was coming off as like a dick when I was trying to like I don't know like not I want to say like deflect the criticism, but like I was just trying to like give my side of the story really, like explain it. But yeah, there's me being like kind of toxic because I mean I wouldn't even really consider that toxic because it's like end of the game banter. A lot of people do it. You know, I wouldn't really consider that toxic. Now, I mean, not gonna say it's very warranted because these people were genuinely playing pretty good like especially this Lawbringer. He was being really good with his blocking. But, shit does happen, and, people make mistakes. I'm not saying I was completely unjustified in doing it, but at the same time, like, I don't think the way it is, or, like, the way they make it seem in a lot of it, or, like, how dude was trying to get it to, like, come off, I guess, is really true because yeah, I did spam thanks to the enemy team, but at no point do you ever see me spamming it to Sabra Dog. But I mean, we can really go over a lot of the more interesting details of the match when we get to that point. But since he said I didn't show all of it, I'm going to show all of it so that way we don't have any gaps in between that he can claim that didn't happen that way. And he also wanted to do a best of five, and I'm like, honestly, at this point, I just don't care. Like, I care enough to make this video, but in a stance of wanting a rematch, I just don't care enough to do another rematch because I don't think 1v1s really prove much of anything in For Honor, and that basically boils down to a lot of the, well, my character's better than yours or your character. Like, the reason why I was explaining why it was a good 1v1 is because dude chose the same hero I did. And so, it basically boiled down to he chose my hero, I was his hero. So there was no kind of character difference that could have been argued. Because let's say it was somebody like Conqueror, it really boils down to Conqueror has a lot more options to deal with a Orochi. He has his zone attack, which basically is the get the fuck off me move. Then he has his all guard, which if you're trying to open people up, they can soft feint a lot of the heavies right into the all guard or whatever the fuck. And so yeah, essentially, um, sitting here playing the game, dudes on my team, we're having a good time. But I don't know what his games were like on the other team, or I mean on the other, what's it called, on his side of the spectrum. But I know when I was playing, none of my battles were super hardcore. I wasn't having to sweat my fucking nuts off by feinting shit and doing a lot of kick mix-ups. But I mean, overall, I think the whole situation has gotten to a point of utter ridiculousness. But I don't want to have him putting out false information. So I just wanted to upload this basically to disprove his claims. And that's mainly because I look, I just do this for fun. None of this is supposed to be taken serious of a, oh, you get shit on, you're terrible kind of thing. But I mean, when I'm just talking shit and I tell somebody to delete the game, I don't want them to actually delete the game. Because if everyone that got shit talked in this game deleted the game, we'd have no player base. Shit talk is normal. I'd consider it normal. It's not like I'm telling them go kill yourself or something like that matter. I'm sitting here chilling, having a good time. I thought it was funny, dude left. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna message him and talk shit because he left basically over nothing, I guess. But I mean, you can't really please everybody, and I understand that. And I kind of get it. Was coming off salty. I didn't want to sound like that. I didn't really mean it that way. But you do what you do, I guess. But yeah, I mean, essentially, this game kind of more or less goes about the same. Um, yeah, dude, basically was me and him were using team up on this Orochi. I mean, not Orochi, Shinobi. But yeah, I go to chase him down, realize that Nobushi is leaving the point, and then I go to look at B, see if B was cleared. See B was getting cleared, and I decide to go back to A because I know he'll probably try to do a big loop and then come back. But I didn't want to upload a lot of this because, again, I don't think this part in particular is very interesting. I mean, if he wants to consider it interesting, go ahead. But I mean, a lot of this is just, pointless banter. But he, again, claims about, you know, didn't show the previous 3 games or whatever. But, here's the whole 3 games. So he, doesn't have a leg to stand on, really. But I mean, I also have the other messages and the exact messages of him challenging me or whatever. But I mean, basically, that boils down to um, essentially what was said about the 1v1 itself, rather, was he didn't really care about the results. He said no matter what, he had to get off after that game, and I said, okay, we'll just make it that then, or whatever. It doesn't bother me. Then he won. Like I asked him basically, do you want to do a best of whatever the fuck? And he said, no, I got to do this one game because usually when I do a 1v1, and you can see this in the I got blocked after a 2v2 game. We do best of 3 because that's justifiably like it proves overall who's the better person. But I mean, he just wanted to do one and done, so I kind of get it. But I mean, overall, not really sure why he wanted to do that. But basically, I just wanted to like I don't know. It just a lot of this boils down to I just feel like dude's kind of upset about it still. It doesn't really affect me any, and I kind of am just wanting to make sure everything is out there for everyone to see in case anyone actually gives a shit about any of this kind of drama bullshit. But here I am fighting a Shinobi, and you gotta love Shinobi players because they all kind of play the same. It's always cat and mouse. But yeah, here he is, being a sweaty little fuck, dodging, spamming. But yeah, I start using what's it called? A lot of my hyper armor to kind of power through it, and because of the way he was playing, I just started spamming things. And, honestly, I just don't like people who dodge spam. That's why I think Kensei needs a rework. It's kind of like ridiculous that he gets a lot of that free when, he just does one move and he gets basically a good 20 damage off of it. I feel like he just needs that, like, I feel like if they take the actual, like, kind of like dodge property from it and make it to where he kind of has, like, it'll still be a side dodge, but it won't be the type of side dodge it is. And that's kind of what I want. And I feel like that would be healthy for him because he already has a ton of opportunities, or not like opportunities, but like he's very versatile in his kit because he has a lot of mix-up potential. So I think taking away the little like dodging part of it to where it doesn't dodge, be really healthy for him because the way he is now, it's just kind of annoying because a lot of lower level players just do the heavy dodge, or at least if they're going to have the dodge still be a thing, make it have the property of a light. And by that I mean when you parry it, it will have, what is it called? It'll give you basically a light parry instead. So I mean, it'll definitely make it to where people won't want to, spam it as much. But I mean, I don't really know. I'm not a developer. I can't really decide, what's best for the game. But I mean, those are just my opinions on it. But like I said, a lot of this is just really fucking boring gameplay because dude wanted to, you know, basically force my hand, make me upload it. You know, it just a lot of this is just really fucking boring to me at least, and so I'm just trying to like throw a spear storm, shot in the dark. Hopefully it'll hit somebody, but if it doesn't, whatever. But I mean, yeah, a lot of my games with Highlander, I discard points because not only does it give me good, meter gain for my feats, but it also enables me to have more relaxing games and not have to worry about try harding as much. But there are games I go on the offensive, and that's usually when I play like people like what's it called, Orochi, um, the new Griffin character I like to play. He's got a lot of like good mix-up potential. But yeah, as you can clearly see, he was just trying to spam the side dodge. But yeah, see even the other people are spamming good fight and thanks, and so we're just all fucking around being stupid. But you know whatever. But here's the real kicker of it. So there were the previous two games that we played, and there was no other games before this that I've ever had an interaction with this dude, and essentially, he's just he was doing his thing, I was doing my thing, and so then we got on opposite teams, and here I go messaging this dude because I thought it was funny the way he was playing. Said, you know, honestly, I don't know why you play like a coward. Wish you'd just play normal. But I mean, basically, he's playing real sweaty way, and so it was kind of like, why do you gotta play like that? And I mean, then we had a match, and I was kind of excited for it because I wanted to see his reaction if he would change it up or he would, like basically do a repeat performance. And so I personally believe he did more or less a repeat performance because he was doing that cowardice bullshit where he will, if he's having like he's not winning, he'll run away to another point to try to go heal. And then on the other team we have this Sabra dog guy, but their dude went. So I mean, I hoped he was giving me a repeat performance, but he decided to leave. So I mean, not really anything I could do about it. But yeah, a lot more waiting around for actual footage to come through that's important to the plot of this, I guess. But now we'll get to go through every interaction with like crystal detail of like what conspired before and like what I was doing going into the fights. But as the game began, my whole team and I were basically splitting up to go to A and B. See, two of us go to A, two go to B, because I was wanting to go to B originally, but then dude went and was like, okay, we're gonna do three on A, and then one on B. But here you see the group fight we were having. It wasn't nothing fucking interesting, but this dude's basically just spamming his dodges and shit. And, I'm trying to get in with my mix-ups, but he's fucking basically playing a very sweaty Lawbringer, if I gotta say. But I mean, he was playing him really good. But I mean, I caught him with a lot of my attacks, and the Raider finished him off. Basically, kill stole. But shit, I just knocked some shit off my counter. It'll be okay though. But yeah, we took A, got B. And we had C, but that's not nothing big to get back. So I mean, here we are. I'm sitting here being the guardian of A, as always. Because this game could really go either way. But yeah, see the War Mom fighting. Then this bitch charges me. Then I start fighting him. Then he ganks me from behind, which another one of his claims was that I was ganking him. Now, if we watch the footage, no, that didn't happen. I'd never ganked the dude. But yeah, if anything, he ganked me. And about the only one time I ganked him was, I think, one time when we were in a team fight, and then I think everyone other than him died. But yeah, I basically used my combos here, mixed him up, then used like 3 lights to kill him. If you know anything about Highlander's lights, they're not very good. But yeah, basically, while I was dealing with the Nobushi, the Kensei, went and got the Lawbringer. And so, that was our first interaction. I started spamming, thanks just after dude left. And I was doing it mainly because I knew the guy was getting salty. And they tried ganking me, so I was like, you know what, fuck you guys. But yeah, he's spamming his lights and bullshit, and dude's spamming, doing his little light spam bullshit. And by that I mean like square, or not square. I mean try, fuck, R1 kick, blah 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 blah. But yeah, then I mean not Orochi, Shinobi threw me in to the spikes afterwards, and kind of sitting here wondering like, what did I do to piss off Nobu so bad that he wanted to gank me and shit? Because we're doing pretty good together on the game prior. But yeah, honestly, it was just spamming thanks because I beat him in the gank, and it made me like pretty happy. So yeah, here I am ganking the what's his face due to him wanting to be a fucking asshole, and but here we go with the one time he wants to claim I ganked him, and yeah, sitting here, I let dude got fucked up, so now I have to fight dude with what's it called, and I actually missed an input there. I was trying to do the spin move and shit, but I messed up and accidentally tried swinging just the normal heavy. Then I did it again. But here I actually land it, but I'm already out of stamina and pretty low. And then I missed my light and I couldn't get my guard back up after that. But then dude basically starts emote spamming, saying thanks, and I'm kind of like sitting here laughing because I thought it was funny, the interaction. But I mean, he beat us in the anti gank, so it's pretty justified. He deserves that. He got his one little kill, and so we go back, and then we're in a group fight of 3v3. So they're not fight they're not fighting together. We're fighting together. But yeah, so dude basically sitting there, trying to retreat. I got the first guy. So then it was a 2v3 after the 3v3 fight, and I'm spamming thanks, because that's kind of like the general consensus of the game. I guess everybody's just kind of being an asshole or whatever. But yeah, also gotta love those For Honor animations, am I right, guys? But yeah, he dies, then his buddy basically doing his last kind of stand. I think he tried running, but dude got caught slipping. We got got A back from him. I'm reviving dude. We're about to go all go do our stuff. But, I'm sitting here, and then I see dudes go by. And, I just was getting my Aerostorm. But yeah, I fight the War Mom here, and, usual War Mom stuff. And I fucked up my punish there. But, yeah, a lot of it was a lot of mistakes I shouldn't have done. But yeah, that one was cheeky as fuck, and I don't deserve that because their light spam for what's her face for Highlander is kind of ridiculous. He has some of the fastest lights in the game, which he shouldn't, but he does. But got that dude after he tried, basically coming and killing me after I got out of a fight. So I see dudes down there, and I see he's about to get ganked. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe he'll dodge it in time. But nope, he didn't dodge it. It's not hard. Spear Storm is one of the easiest ones to dodge in the game. But this makes him so upset he leaves the game. And I thought, it was just friendly banter of, oh man, everyone was spamming thanks. But I mean, I guess if he wants to consider me being toxic about that, it's cool. The whole game was doing it. Everyone prior to that was doing it. I think, I think, I think it was pretty justified. But, he wants to consider me toxic, but, I'm not the one who left and basically cried after, losing, like, what, 2 fights? He even won 1 fight, so, I mean, like, yeah, genuinely. So, I don't think I'll be rematching him. I don't think it's worth my time, honestly. But yeah, like it, it boils down really to I'm just kind of over it. I don't really care anymore. He can, have his little way, have his little fit. It's fine. That's totally fine. But I won all my games with him, and then every game I played against him, I won. I beat him with Highlander on multiple occasions. Only time I lost with him, I lost against him was that when I was fighting him and I made a couple mistakes. Human nature. You're gonna make mistakes. But yeah, I just wanted to make a response to this because it just was kind of annoying that he was claiming I was being toxic. To him specifically. I'll admit I was being an asshole to the lobby games prior, but I was definitely not being an asshole to him the games prior, like he's trying to claim. But it's whatever, really. I get it. People take things one way and do things another way. But I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Dude, dude lost. I won. You know, I mean, if anyone thinks I was salty, I'm not. I'm sorry if you sorry if you think that. But I mean, overall, just wanted to finish this up. Hope you guys did enjoy this, and if you did want to subscribe, I try to make more meme related shit. Hopefully, it's not more of this drama shit, but yeah, thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe. But overall, thank you. Goodbye.